So, welcome to the financial coaching, and just a few reminders. This presentation is not for distribution. So, before anything else, let's start with a short prayer. It's called the True Millionaire's Prayer by Brother Bo Sanchez. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. The True Millionaire's Prayer. Today, I ask you to bless me so I may become a blessing. Lord, I commit myself to enrich others, but because I cannot give what I do not have, I commit myself to become rich. I commit myself to serve you and to serve the poor with my wealth. Today, I open myself to the abundance of your universe. Use me as your channel of love. Give me the ability to create wealth that will bless the world. Increase my financial wisdom and expand my territories. I place my life in your hands. In Jesus' name, amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. So, let me quickly introduce myself. Who am I? Sino ba tong boses na narinig mo? So, my name is Chai Santiago. I'm a graduate of Manufacturing Engineering and Management with specialization in Biomedical Engineering. Ano daw? Yep, I'm an engineering graduate, but right after graduation, I decided to pursue a career in the financial industry. So it's my passion to teach, it's my passion to share learnings, to share knowledge. And so, yun, right after graduation, I took up the Certified Financial Educators Program. It's a certification done by Heartland Institute of Financial Education. It's from the United States. And there are only a few of us na certified financial educators. I'm also a proud, truly rich maker financial coach. And I'm currently taking up the Registered Financial Planners program. So I'm actually about to graduate soon. And if you noticed, magkakaiba yan. So an educator educates. A financial coach helps you decide or gives you guidance, and a financial planner helps you create a financial plan, obviously. So, let me share with you my story, our story. Why did I shift from being an engineer to a financial educator? So, anyway, bago yun, this is what I love to do. I love calligraphy, and I also love singing. And if you know the feast, I'm also actually an active servant at the feast. So, okay, let's go to the story. This is our family. This is my dad and my mom and my siblings and my beautiful daughter. No, I'm kidding. It's my kuya's daughter. So, my parents are both engineers. My dad was a mechanical engineer and my mom was an industrial engineer. And they worked for big semiconductor companies for more than 20 plus years. But in 2007, my mom was identified to retire from her job. So, she used to work for Intel. But then, Intel decided to close down their company here in the Philippines. So, lahat sila nawala ng trabaho, and that included my mom. And during that time, kuya ko pa lang yung graduate. So, ako yung pangalawa, siya yung pangatlo, bunso. Lahat kami, we still had to go through college. And syempre, 'di ba, pag nawalan ng trabaho yung isa, malaking bagay mawawala sa family natin. And hindi natapos yun doon. In 2009, he was about to enter college. My dad lost his job. So, can you just imagine? Yung nanay ko nawalan siya ng trabaho 2008, yung actual, kasi 2007, binigyan pa lang sila ng heads up. So, 2008, nawalan siya ng work. 2009, yung dad ko naman. And not only that, they had 7-figure debts. So, can you just imagine? May tatlo pa silang kailangan pag-aralin sa college. They had 7-figure debts. And, wala na silang trabaho. So, they were in that, situation that seemed so impossible. So, naghanap sila ng way on how they could get out of that situation. And that's when they came across IMG through Brother Bo Sanchez. They attended his financial seminar called the Truly Rich Seminar. And in that seminar, they learned so many things, and one of which was about our company, IMG. So, IMG teaches financial literacy, and the concepts that they've learned from IMG got them out of that situation. And this picture was actually taken a year ago, December. So, lahat kami graduate na. Yung kuya ko nag-asawa na, so this is their beautiful daughter. And, yep, as young as she is, less than 1 year old pa lang, may investment na rin siya. And all of us have investments too. My parents are happily out of, their 7-figure debt. And lahat kami graduate na, lahat kami nagkatrabaho na. And all thanks to IMG and all of the concepts that we've learned. Because without IMG, hindi siguro kami makakawala sa sitwasyon na yun. So, later on, I'll share with you all of those concepts. And I hope that it will help you and change your life as much as it changed ours. So, last year, my parents were able to produce this book. It's called The Debt Destroyer. So, they were able to write a book wherein they share their story, kung paano sila nag-journey out of their 7-figure debt, paano kami napag-graduate and all. So, yep, that's it. So, that's why I'm here. That's why we really love teaching financial literacy as a family, because we know that we have a mission to do para hindi na maranasan ng iba pang mga tao yung naranasan ng family namin. So, welcome to IMG. This is our mission to educate 1 million families by 2020. So, IMG stands for International Marketing Group, and our main mission is to provide total financial solution to Filipino family. So, let's begin. So, again, reminder, this presentation is not for distribution or any form of pag-share. So, yep, this is for you, and I hope that you really take in as much as you can as you go through the presentation. So let's begin. Financial coaching. So it says here, knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is more powerful. So what does it mean? Actually, knowledge is just applied. It's just, kumbaga, stored knowledge yan eh, or potential knowledge, potential power lang yan. So it only becomes actual power if you put into action whatever it is that you know. So, just an intro. Whatever you learn today, I hope that you actually apply it on your personal financial life. So, let's begin. Why do we need financial literacy? So, I'll share with you 4 major challenges. Bakit ba natin kailangan ng financial literacy? So, number 1, an uncertain labor market. What does this mean? If you are not the owner, to summarize now, if you are not the owner of your own business, or if you're just an employer, most definitely, hindi ka sigurado kung hanggang kailan ka may trabaho. Just like what happened to my mom. Intel is such a huge company, but when it decided to close or to shut down here in the Philippines, she had no choice. Kasi, empleyado lang siya. So, wala siyang say kung hanggang kailan dapat nandito ang Intel, diba? So, wala siyang magagawa. And, it's same for all of us na mga empleyado. Kung hindi tayo sigurado kung hanggang kailan mag-exist yung company natin or even our position, dapat may fallback tayo, pinaghahandaan natin, diba? So, how do we prepare for that possibility pag nawalan tayo ng trabaho? So, that's why we need financial literacy. Okay? So, pangalawa, low savings and high debt. So, is this a challenge? Definitely. Diba? So, this poses a major impact on retirement. So, did you know that here in the Philippines, based on a senior citizen survey, 40% of the retirees depend on their children. So, na-experience mo ba yun? Diba? So, 20% are abandoned or left in the home for the aged. 30% are forced to continue working. 8% rely on pension, SSS, GSIS, or kung anumang pension. And only 2% yung financial independent. Diba? So, ang liit ng population sa Philippines na nagiging financially independent talaga. But the rest, pinaka-common, as you can see, ang ginagawa nilang retirement ay anak nila. It's sad because it has become an endless cycle. And that's why we teach financial literacy, because we don't want this to continue from one generation to another. Ang goal natin is that for you to save up for your own future so that you don't have to rely on your children and hindi ka maging pabigat. Diba? So, it's very important na matutunan natin how do we increase our savings and how do we make sure that we retire with no debts. We need financial literacy for that. And third, the high cost of education. So, I shared earlier that I studied in LaSalle, and during my time as an engineering graduate, per term, ang tuition fee namin would average at around 60 to 70,000 per term. So, can you just imagine, that was 10 years ago? What more, 20, 30 years down the line, magkano na kaya magpaaral ng college, diba? So, if we do not prepare for our children's education, I think it would be very sad if we tell them, dyan mo gusto mag-aral, wala tayong pampaaral dyan eh. So, sa iba na lang, maghanap ka na lang nung mura. Diba, masakit yun na i-deny your child the education that he or she deserves. So, it's very important that we actually plan for it, we save up for it, we prepare for it so that we can send them to a good school. Okay? And the fourth challenge is what we call the increasing cost of living. So, ano ibig sabihin nito? To simplify it, it's called inflation. Diba, before, when you go to the grocery and you have 1,000 pesos, ganyan na karaming pwede mong mabili. But now, if you go to the grocery with 1,000 pesos, isa, dalawang bags, sobrang konti na lang nang mabibili mo. And if you notice, sometimes pag lumalabas ka, isang labas mo lang, naubos mo na yung 1,000 pesos mo. And why is this happening? Because lahat ng presyo ng mga bagay-bagay sa mundo nagmamahal, diba? So, ikaw nagmamahal ka ba? Yes, may hugot. No, but kidding aside, because of inflation, parang ana yan eh. Hindi natin namamalayan. Lumiliit na pala yung value ng pera natin, diba? So, kung dati sinasabi nila yung 1 peso, sobrang dami ng mabibili. Ngayon, pag may nakita kang piso sa sahig, minsan ini-ignore mo na lang. So, that's because of inflation. And we need to learn how we can beat inflation, diba? So, there. With financial literacy, we can face all those challenges. So, sabi nga dito, there is hope. Okay? So, sabi ni Robert Kiyosaki, if you know him, he said, if you want to be rich, you need to be financially literate. So, it really starts with financial literacy. That's why a lot of people end up being poor kahit na ang laki-laki ng kinikita nila. Like my parents, they used to earn 6-figure income. I mean, as engineers, they were earning 6-figure income. But then because of financial ignorance, ang naipon nila ay utang. Hindi talaga ipon-ipon. So, we really need financial literacy. It all starts with the mind, with having the right money mindset. Okay, so let's begin. So I'm gonna share with you the following concepts. So, una, the 4 financial concepts you need to know before we invest. And then, afterwards, I'll share with you how mutual funds work, what is the long-term healthcare, what is life insurance, and how IMG can help you when it comes to applying what you have learned today. Okay, so let's begin. The 4 key financial concepts we need to learn. Number 1, the X-curve concept. So, the X-curve concept simply explains to us why is financial planning important. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng proper financial planning? How do we create a financial plan? Okay, so sabi dito, there are 2 lines. So, money line and the responsibility line. And truth be told, diba, while we are young, we don't have so much savings. Sobrang liit. Diba? Lalo kung nagsisimula ka pa lang, wala pang masyadong perang pumapasok sa iyo. And your responsibilities seem so high kasi nga maliit pa yung kinikita mo. So parang ang bigat-bigat nung pakiramdam ng pagkakaroon ng responsibilidad. But our goal is that as we grow older, so imagine that there's a timeline here, diba? As we grow older, dapat tumataas yung money line mo, na-achieve mo yung big savings mo, and nare-reduce yung responsibilities mo or gumagaan. So, yung idea ng X-curve concept kasi is every money that you put in your savings is a reduction to your responsibilities. Gumagaan. Kapag mataas ang ipon mo or mataas ang money line mo, kahit ano pang responsibilidad yung meron ka, lumiliit yung tingin dyan. Okay? Kasi nga, lumalaki yung ipon mo. So, ano-ano ba yung mga responsibilities natin? So, basic needs: food, shelter, clothing, education, health, debts, and loans. Tanong, these responsibilities, is it temporary or permanent? So, obviously, they are permanent. But our income, which we call active income, so ito yung nagtatrabaho tayo para kumita. Is this temporary or permanent? So, obviously, it's temporary. So, hindi pwedeng gamitin na excuse yung mga responsibilidad mo para hindi ka makapag-ipon. Kasi hindi naman mawawala yung responsibilities. You will always have to eat, you will always have to pay for your bills, you need clothes, etc., etc. But, regardless, dapat nakakapag-ipon ka. So, dapat napapataas mo pa rin yung money line mo and you're able to convert your active income to what we call passive income. Hindi naman kasi habang buhay, kaya mong magtrabaho. So, dapat by the time that you can no longer work, no employer will accept you anymore, dapat merong pera na nagtatrabaho na para sa'yo. Bakit? Kasi pagtanda mo, kailangan mo pa rin kumain, kailangan mo pa rin maayos na tirahan, need clothes, if ever, you need to send your children to school pa, di ba? And one of your biggest responsibility by that time is your health. So, yung responsibilidad mo yan, dapat maalagaan mo rin yan. And you can only do that if you have enough savings or ipon or investments by the time you get old. Okay, so ang goal mo, in short, is to increase your money line. Yun lang yun. So, increase your money line because hindi ka naman nga habang buhay bata at hindi ka habang buhay may active income. Otherwise, kung hindi mo yun papalakihin, ang ending mo, katulad nung nasa survey earlier, either nakaasa ka sa anak, pipilitin mo pa rin magtrabaho, iiwan ka sa home for the aged, or magre-rely ka sa napakaliit mong pension. Diba? So, you really have to prepare for your future. Now, what if while you are preparing for your future, something happens to you, diba? So, there's an if in our lives, diba? So, dalawa yan. What if you die too soon and what if you live too long? So, how do you prepare if you die too soon? At ganyan kataas pa yung responsibilidad mo. So, dyan pumapasok yung importance of protecting your family by having life insurance. So, ang purpose ng life insurance, primary purpose niya, is to take care of your family if in case something happens to you. Lalo na kung may mga nakaasa sa'yo, kung breadwinner ka, kung meron kang mga pinapaaral, diba? So, paano kung wala na yung source of income nila? Paano kung wala na yung kumikita? So, life insurance is actually instant money that goes to your family. Kumbaga, it's an income replacement para kung wala na yung breadwinner, meron pa ring pera na magagamit yung family so that they can continue living. Okay, so that's the primary purpose of your life insurance. Now, what if you live too long, diba? So, lahat naman tayo we wanna live too long. But of course, if that happens, we also have to prepare for it. So, how do we prepare for it? You need to protect yourself by having investments. So, yung investments mo, dalawang klase yan. On your long-term care, okay, protection mo for your health, in case na magkasakit, and investments para sa mga basic needs mo. Or, for example, you wanna travel the world, diba? You wanna have your own business, you wanna put up your own charity, etc. You need investments for that. So, very simple lang yung X-curve concept. Ang goal mo in life, diba? So, hashtag goals, is to move from active income. Pag nag-cross na to, that's what we call man and money at work. So, to move from man at work to man and money at work, and then eventually to money at work. Okay, so you move from one stage to another. Hindi pwede na habang buhay, ito lang, tapos walang ipon. Okay, so you have to create your big savings. So that's what the X-curve concept teaches us. Okay, so now, how do you prioritize? Siyempre, siguro iisip mo, protect my family, insurance, investment. Paano if I still have debts? Or, diba sabi na you need emergency fund? Anong uunahin natin, Chay? Okay, so, the next concept that I'm going to share with you is what we call the solid financial foundation. So, this helps us prioritize. Paano ba natin i-build yung financial foundation natin? So, parang pag nagpatayo ka ng bahay, hindi pwedeng nauna yung bubong. So, ganun din when it comes to investments. Dapat solid muna yung financial foundation mo before you get into all sorts of other investments. So, how do we build a solid financial foundation? So, we build from ground up. Okay? So, ano yung pinaka-pundasyon, pinaka-foundation natin? So, first, you need to secure your healthcare. So, there's this thing that we call long-term and short-term healthcare. So, the short-term, yan yung usually cover ka habang bata ka. The long-term, on the other hand, is something that covers you beyond your retirement years. Kapag hindi ka na empleyado, wala ka ng HMO, diba? So, dapat covered ka pa rin. Kasi dyan, diba, lumalabas ang lahat ng sakit-sakit. So, and if you noticed, one of the biggest storms or the strongest earthquakes that can possibly happen in one's financial life is if nagkaroon ng medical crisis. So, I'm sure you've heard of one story or two ng isang family, diba, na nalubog sa utang or binenta yung mga properties, etc., because of a medical crisis. So, if you are not prepared for your healthcare needs, kahit na may investments ka and all those, pwedeng mag-collapse yan. Kasi nga wala ka ng basic need mo, which is healthcare. So, ganun din, this is also basic need, income protection or life insurance. So, if you notice, these two is an investment on what? On the most important asset, which is you, your life, and your health. Because without you, hindi mo naman ma-eliminate yung debts. Hindi ka makaka-create na emergency fund, wala ka rin may invest. Diba? So, if there's no proper protection for your life and your health, easily magko-collapse yung financial foundation mo. So, then you eliminate your debts, 'di ba? Especially kung hindi naman yan growing or wala namang malaking interest, pwedeng tsaka mo na to gawin. Ideally, unahin mo to because if something happens to you, at least you don't have to resort to borrowing again. And then you create your emergency funds, and then you build your investments. So, ganyan mo itayo ang financial foundation. Hindi pwedeng gulo-gulo. There's no other way to do it. Whether you're young, you're middle-aged, or you're about to retire, this is how your financial foundation should look like. Walang exception. Kasi ang madalas tanong, lalo na pagbata, healthcare, bata pa ako. Hindi ko pa kailangan yan. Tanong, will you need it eventually? Of course, diba? So, when will you prepare for it? While you need it, or when you need it, or while you don't need it yet. Diba? So, habang maaga pa, hanggat hindi mo pa siya kailangan, dapat pinaghahandaan mo na siya. Okay? So, the first two concepts that I've shared, those are actually the most important concepts that you will learn today. Now, the third concept, the fourth, and the following concepts, those are just the applications. Okay, paano ba natin siya i-apply? So, let's go to the third concept. This is what you call the pay God in yourself first. So, ang sunod na kasing tanong dyan, sure, I want to invest, but I don't know where to get the money to invest. So, ano bang strategy? How can I make sure that I have something to set aside every month? So, just to share with you, this is also the same strategy that my parents applied, and this is also my personal strategy when it comes to budgeting my money. Para nasisigurado ko na every month, meron talaga akong natatabi for my future self. Okay? Kasi hindi pwedeng parating yung present needs ko lang yung iniisip ko. Otherwise, hindi ko mabibuild yung passive income ko. Diba? So, ano ba yung pay God in yourself first? So, before we get into that, let me just read this to you. So, sabi ni Warren Buffett, he's one of the wealthiest men in the world. He said, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." So imagine, ito ang prinsipyo ng isa sa pinakamayaman na tao sa buong mundo. Hindi lang sa Pilipinas, hindi lang sa United States, sa buong mundo. So ang prinsipyo niya, magtabi ka muna bago ka gumastos. So if you notice, ang prinsipyo ng mga walang ipon is gastos muna, whatever is left will be saved. So, we call that the poverty formula because if your cycle is always like that, guess what? Wala talagang matitira. Kasi hindi ka natututo to set aside something. Hindi mo priority magtabi. So, if you make saving and investing a priority, sigurado, meron ka talagang matatabi. So, the specific formula that we teach is like this. So, the moment you get your income, you set aside your tithes first. So, 10% for your tithes, you have to give back. You have to acknowledge that you are actually blessed. Diba? And 10% is such a small amount. And then, 20%, you set aside for yourself, for your future self. So, that's the fund na tinatabi mo para ma-build mo yung passive income mo. And then whatever is left, which is the 70%, will be used for your expenses, your lifestyle, diba? Kung gusto mo mag-travel, you wanna buy things. So this one, you can spend on anything that you want for your bills, etc. So, why is it important for us to tithe? So, let me share with you a short story that teaches us the importance of tithing. So, there is this one businessman na may na-meet siyang beggar. And then, he came to the beggar and asked him, oh, do you want me to help you? Gusto mo, bigyan kita ng business and capital, everything, I will help you out. So, of course, diba, if you're the beggar, you wouldn't say no. Definitely, tatanggapin mo yung opportunity na yun to have a business. So, yun na, nagsimula na mag-business yung beggar. Everyday, siya yung gigising ng maaga, magtitinda buong araw, magsasara ng tindahan, late matutulog, lahat siya nagtrabaho. For several days, several weeks, ganun yung ginagawa niya. And then one day, the business owner came back. So, the business partner came back and asked the beggar turned business partner. Sabi niya, pwede ba akong humingi ng konting percentage ng kita mo, diba? Ng income mo. And then the beggar replied, excuse me, how dare you ask for 10% of my total earnings? Ako nagtatrabaho, ako gumigising na maaga, ako naghihirap, tapos hihingi ka ng kita? If you are the business partner, how would you feel? Diba? Siyempre parang betrayed, diba? Medyo makapal yung mukha, diba? Ng beggar na tinulungan mo na nga siya, binigay mo na nga lahat. And 10% is actually such a small amount, diba? To say thank you. And it's the same way with us. The fact that we have a job, that we are healthy, that our families are healthy, that we are doing okay, and that you are listening to this financial coaching class, diba? You are blessed. And 10% is such a small amount to say thank you for all the blessings. And not only that, when you're able to give back kasi, something changes in your mind. Hindi lang yan, it's not just an act of giving, tithing, tapos na. When you're able to give, you're telling yourself that you have more than enough. And the more that you tell yourself that you have more than enough, the more na ma-attract mo yung blessing. So, you change your mindset, you change how you see money, because you're able to give, you think to yourself that you are experiencing abundance. And guess what? If you think like that, talagang dadali yung pag-manage mo ng pera. So, practice it. I challenge you, practice tithing. And the 20%, this one, you set aside for your future self, diba? Kasi kung yung present self mo nag-enjoy ng 70%, dapat meron ka rin tinatabi for your future self. Because, like I've mentioned, hindi ka naman forever may income, may active income. So, hanggat may active income ka, dapat nagtatabi ka niyan for your passive income. So, kung iisipin mo, 'di ba? Yung future self mo, ikaw rin yun eh. Dapat fair nga eh, 'di ba? Dapat 50-50, 50 sa present self, 50 sa future self. But then because you are going to save and invest it, kahit hindi 50%, kaya mong palaguin 'yan to sustain kung ano man yung magiging expenses mo and lifestyle in the future. So this formula we call the abundance formula. So you can actually read more about it. Brother Bo has a book. It's entitled The Abundance Formula. So, you can read about it there. Okay, so how do we practice paying yourself first? So, number one, I'll share with you 4 tips. Number 1, learn how to classify your needs and wants. Minsan, yung dahilan lang naman bakit hindi mo mapagkasya yung gastusin mo sa 70%. Kasi, hindi naman talaga yun lahat kailangan mo. Madalas pa nga, karamihan doon sa mga expenses mo, hindi siya need, want lang siya. Diba? So, purpose o forma, yan dapat ang tanong mo sa sarili mo. Kapag may bibilhin ka, dapat ina-assess mo, kailangan ko ba to o gusto ko lang. Diba? Lalo na kung kulang na nga yung pera mo, may utang ka pa, tapos ang gastos mo, mag-isip-isip ka na, 'di ba? So, if you notice, maraming mga tao, bili ng designer bags, designer watches, they have the latest gadgets, they go shopping, at ang excuse ay naka-sale naman. Pero pag tinanong mo, kailangan mo ba yan? Hindi naman. And ang masaklap doon, inutang pa nila yung pang-shopping at pang-gastos nila. Diba? So, obviously, porma lang. So, if you're gonna do it that way, hindi mo talaga mapapagkasya sa 70% yung gastusin mo. But if you try to assess your expenses, your lifestyle, I'm sure, meron kang makikita dyan na hindi mo naman pala talaga kailangan. Diba? So, learn how to classify your needs and wants. Practice this. Practice. Okay? So, number 2, back to basics. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Diba? Yung paggamit mo ng tubig, electricity, if you can recycle some of your things, if you can resell some of your old stuff, then maybe you can do that. Diba? So, mag-declutter ka. Malay mo, meron kang makita dyan sa bahay mo na of high value pa pala at maibenta mo. Diba? So, it's going to give you peace. Diba? So, and you can actually earn from it too. Number 3, cut the little expenses. So, you have to be mindful of the little things. Sabi nga ni Benjamin Franklin, a small leak can sink a great ship. Kahit na maliliit na gastusin lang yan. Mahilig ka mag-snack, diba? Mahilig ka manood ng movie, mahilig ka lumabas, mahilig ka magkape. Diba? Araw-araw gagastos ka sa kung ano-anong maliliit na bagay. But even if they are just small amounts each day, when you add them up together and nagko-compound yan, malaki pala yung value niya in the future. So, let's try to put figures, ha. For example, you drink bottled water every day, or you get soft drinks every time magla-lunch ka or magme-merienda. Let's say, you spend on soft drinks, 25 pesos per can, 2 cans per day, times 30, so 30 days. So, that's 1.5 per month. Maliit na bagay pa ba yung 1.5? Galing lang sa 50 pesos. Kung yung 1.5 every month, tinatabi mo, that's 18,000 every year. And if you are investing that 1.5 every month at 12% in 20 years, that could become 1.5 million. Wow, diba? So, nagsimula sa 25 pesos times 2, 50 pesos per day can actually become 1.5 million in 20 years. Maliit na bagay pa ba siya? Hindi na, diba? So, ganun din, kape, lalo na yung mga mahilig magbumili ng branded, diba? Or yung mga Starbucks, Coffee Bean, everyday. So, can you just imagine? Kahit 20 pesos per cup lang yan. So, 3 cups per day, 60 pesos per day times 30, 1.8 per month, 21,600 per year. In 20 years, if it's invested at 12%, it could become 1.8 million pesos. So, again, kahit na maliliit na expenses lang yan, you have to be mindful because hindi mo alam, dyan na pala manggagaling yung pwede mong pang-invest. Diba? So, be mindful of the little things. So, simulan mo nang i-assess, ano ba yung mahilig mong pagkagastusan, diba? So, for example, mahilig ka mag-Uber, kahit pwede mo namang lakarin, diba? Or, mahilig kang bumili ng, or mag-subscribe sa kung ano-ano na hindi mo naman talaga na-maximize. So, you have to be mindful of those little things too. Okay? And the last tip is understand where your money goes. If you are mindful of your small leaks, you also have to know your big leaks. Diba? So, you need to identify, pag naglabas ka ng pera, investment ba to? Asset ba talaga to? Or liability? Diba? So, sabi ni Robert Kiyosaki, assets are anything that you buy or have that puts money in your pocket. So, if you earn from it, then it could be an asset. But if you do not, at palabas lang yung pera mo, then that's a liability. Diba? So, let's assess it quickly. Let's say jewelries. If you buy jewelries and you sell it at a higher price, obviously, that's an asset. But if you buy jewelries and sell it at a lower price, sinangla mo, for example, lugi ka pa. Obviously, that is a liability. So, it's the same for cars. Bumili ka ng kotse, you sell it at a lower price, or hindi mo naman pinagkakitaan, nagbabayad ka lang, naglalabas ka ng pera, it's a liability. Ganun din sa real estate properties. Kung bumili ka ng real estate property, pero hindi mo naman naparent, hindi mo naman nabenta at a higher price, then it's also a liability. So, you have to be mindful of those things. Because doon magmumula, 'di ba, yung big leaks kumbaga nga. So hindi naman murang bumili ng bahay, ng lupa, ng kotse, ng kondo, ng mga property. So before you get into it, you assess it first. if it can be turned into an asset or magiging liability lang siya sa'yo. Okay? So, let me go to the fourth concept, which we call the compounding interest or the rule of 72. So, this is actually my favorite concept. But, again, the first two concepts are the most important ones. But this is very interesting because this explains to us paano ba nag-work yung mga investments? Paano ba kumikita yung pera sa investments? Paano ba dumodoble yung pera? Or, for example, yung mga utang, bakit dumodoble? Paano ba yun nangyayari? So, the compounding interest formula, dyan nagmula yun. So, before we go into that, so let me give you a quick trivia. Did you know that you can actually be a multimillionaire if you invest 33 pesos per day or 1,000 per month? At 12% for 30 years. So, can you just imagine? Ilang taon ba productive usually ang mga tao? Di ba? Nasa 20, 30, maybe yung iba pa, 40 years productive. Di ba? So, kung sa 40 years na yun, nagtatabi sila ng 1,000 per month, magkano na dapat yung pera na meron sila ngayon? Di ba? So, ang daming pera na sasayang because they do not know their opportunities. So, now that you know this, I hope that you make the most out of your opportunities. Okay? So, anyway, it says here, the rule of 72 tells us, if you divide the number 72 by the interest rate, it gives you the number of years for your money to double. So, for example, nilagay mo yung pera mo sa 1%, 72 divided by 1 is equal to 72 years. Kung nasa 1% per annum ang kinikita ng pera mo, ibig sabihin, every 72 years, if you have 100,000, after 72 years, meron ka ng 200,000. So, that's how the compounding interest formula works. Kahit wala kang ginagawa, your money doubles. Okay, it's a law, it's a rule, so you can't do anything about it. Kumbaga, sabi nga ni Einstein, it's the 8th wonder of the world because it happens. Whether you like it or not, it will happen. So, ganun din actually sa utang. Kung ang interest ng utang mo ay 1% per month, di ba? So, that's 12% in a year at hindi ka nagbabayad ng maayos. So, imagine, 70 divided by 12, that's more or less 6 years. So, every 6 years, dumodoble yung utang mo. Okay? So, you have to be mindful. So, how does this apply to us? So, most of us, we put our money at less than 1%. Diba? So, karamihan, walang investments, pero merong savings. Or minsan, ang savings nasa alkansya lang, or nasa savings account lang. And sa savings account, if i-compute mo yan, ang interest niyan per annum is at 0.2%. Okay? So, nasa 0.2. So, i-divide mo. 72. So, get your calculators na lang. 72 divided by 0.2 is actually 360 years. So, can you just imagine? Even if you have 1 million pesos today, after 360 years, tsaka pa lang yan magiging 2 million. So, it's gonna take so much time for your money to double. So, obviously, it's not a good idea or putting your money on savings account and relying on that as your future investment is not a good idea. Okay lang kung emergency fund, di ba? Madali mong makukuha. Pero kung para sa future mo yan, retirement mo, good luck. Kasi, again, like I said, it's gonna take you 360 years before it doubles. So, ilang 360 years meron ka ba? Diba? So, anyway, let's put it into figures, para mas maintindihan. So, let's say si Pedro realized, ganun pala nag-work yun. So, naghanap siya ng investment vehicle that earns at least 4%. So, inflation is, it runs around 2.5 to 4%. To 5%. So, mga nasa, sabihin natin 3 to 5% ang inflation rate. So, 72 divided by 4 is equal to 18 years. So, yung 4%, okay na yan kasi at least nabibit mo yung inflation kahit papano. So, if you are invested at a 4% investment vehicle, every 18 years, dodoble yung pera mo. So, si Pedro, dyan naka-invest yung pera niya. 29 years old na si Pedro, meron siyang 100,000. After 18 years, his 100,000 becomes 200,000. So, 47 years old na siya. After another 18 years, so, remember wala siyang ginagawa. Naglagay lang siya ng pera, ininvest niya, iniwan niya, hinayaan niyang mag-grow. So, dumodoble. So, after another 18 years, pagdating niya ng 65, yung 200,000 niya becomes 400,000. So that's how the compounding interest formula works. It doubles your money because it's invested. Now, question, do you think 400,000 is enough by the time that you reach the age of 65? Hindi na, diba? So, you need to find something that grows faster. And the thing is, kung wala kang idea kung saan mas mabilis mag-grow yung pera mo, you will settle with 4%. Diba? Ngayon nga, nag-settle ka na with siguro 0.2. Diba? Savings account lang. And maraming mga tao hindi pa alam kung saan merong 8%, 12%, and even higher. So, what do you think will this 4% investment vehicle do with Pedro's money? Hindi naman yan iiwan dyan para dumoble yan, diba? So, they will reinvest it. Lalagay nila sa mas mataas na interest para mas mabilis kumita. So, let's fast forward. Pagdating ng 65 years old, dapat meron ng 6.4 si Pedro. Pero, dahil hindi niya alam kung saan yung 12%, ang makukuha niya lang, 400,000. So, itong investment vehicle na to, nasa kanyang 6 million, 400,000 na kay Pedro. So, kadalasan, ganyan yung nangyayari sa atin because we do not know our opportunities. We do not know where to put in our money na kumikita ng at least 12%. We just settle for 1%, 0.2%. Okay na kung meron kang alam na 4%, diba? So, ang laki ng nalulugi sa atin. And, yung mas malala is the other side of the spectrum. Yung mga gusto naman na sobrang bilis dumoble ang pera. Yun yung mga nagiging victims naman ng scams. Diba? So, hindi pwedeng sobrang bagal na tipong hindi mo na naabutan, hindi mo na nakita kung kailan dumoble yung pera mo. At hindi na naman pwedeng sobrang bilis na tipong, oh, in 2 weeks, I will double your money. Why? Because at an average, okay, this interest rate, you can get this from the stock market or mutual funds, etc., etc. Pero, yan ang average. Anything higher than 12%, so actually umaabot ng 20%, merong isang record high 60+% in 1 year. Pero kung merong nangako sa'yo that I will double your money in 2 months, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ang interest rate nun ay 72%. Diba? Kasi so, 72% in 2 months. Ilang 2 months meron tayo sa isang taon? 6. Diba? So, ilang percent yun? Diba? So, 72 divided by 6, 400 plus percent in 1 year. Posible ba yun o imposible? Ang average lang sa stock market ay ganito. So, imposible. So, those are scams. So, at least now you know how to spot what's a legitimate investment vehicle and what is not. Kung ano yung correct at safe and ano yung masyadong risky na scam na pala. Diba? So, at least you learn to identify kung saan mo dapat nalalagay yung pera mo. So, hindi pwedeng sobrang bagal at hindi din pwedeng sobrang bilis. So, later on, I'll share with you where can we invest our money na kumikita ng at least 12%. Okay? So, look at this. How fast can your money grow? Anong marating na 100 pesos mo? So, if you save 100 pesos every day, and nilagay mo siya sa walang interest, sabihin natin nasa 0%. Diba? So, in 30 years, you can have 1,080,000 pesos. So, kahit pala nagsisave ka lang, pwede ka rin naman parang maging millionaire. So, that's 3,000 per month for 30 years. Pero, anong gusto mo? 1 million o 10 million? Obviously, 10 million, diba? So, you have to invest so that you will really grow your money. So, if you notice, I didn't tell you na, oh, in 2 months, meron kang 10 million. So, it takes time. It really takes time. And sabi nga, ang secret talaga is you have to invest consistently and long term. So, hindi pwedeng instant. Hindi uso ang instant money when it comes to proper investing. So, look at this. If you save 20 pesos per day in 30 years, you can have 2 million. Save and invest, okay? So, if you invest your 1,000 per day, so that's 30,000 per month, at 12% for 30 years, that could become 103 million pesos. So, it's up to you. Ano yung gusto mong ma-achieve, di ba? So, the more that you plant, the more that you will harvest. Yun lang naman ang prinsipyo din yan. Okay? So, let's summarize the 4 concepts I've shared. the X-curve concept, the solid financial foundation, the pay your God and yourself first, and the rule of 72. Now, after learning all of these concepts, ano ngayon? 'Di ba? So, why invest? 'Di ba? Now that you know the importance of investing, bakit ka mag-i-invest? So, you need to find a reason because even if these concepts are powerful, kung wala ka namang powerful enough na dahilan or if your reasons mababaw lang, pride lang, di ba? Or masabi lang na may idea ka about investment pero wala ka namang tinatawag nating hugot. Kahit nasimulan mo yan, hindi mo yan matatapos. But if you have a big why, di ba? May dahilan ka, may purpose ka, meron kang hugot kung bakit gusto mong matuto mag-invest, then you will definitely succeed. So, ano ba yung mga hugot, karaniwang hugot, diba? So, you have to define your financial goals. Perhaps you want to make sure that by the time you get old, you're able to take care of your healthcare, diba? Baka may hugot ka dyan, diba? Maybe your family experienced a major financial crisis because of a medical crisis, diba? And you don't want that to happen to you, so you prepare for your healthcare. Or you want to make sure na happy retiree ka, diba? So, iipon ka ng retirement fund mo. Gusto mong siguraduhin mapatapos mo lahat ng anak mo mag-aral, may sarili kang bahay, kotse, makapag-travel ka around the world, or maybe you want to have your own business, you want to have your own charity, or put up your own charity, or, diba, gusto mong makatulong, or whatever. Basta dapat may dahilan ka bakit ka mag-i-invest. So, in IMG, what I really love is that we are being taught how to dream big. And my parents also taught me that it's important to dream big. Dapat malaki ka mangarap, hindi pwedeng kakapiranggot lang. So, maraming mga tao, they settle for less because they are in their comfort zone. Bakit? Kasi ang liit nilang mangarap. So, kung malaki kang mangarap, you will step out of your comfort zone and you will actually do something about your goals. So, you write down your goals. It's important. Diba? You identify, why do I want to invest? Why do I want to secure my future? Ano ba yung gusto kong, ano yung na-envision ko? So, ako personally, I don't want to retire poor because I've already experienced the good life. And just to share with you, recently, my mom brought us to the States. Pangarap ko makapunta ng New York City. And yung mom ko, yung family namin, we went there. Nilibre niya kami ng airfare and stuff. So, yung gastos lang namin was our allowance. Pero, diba, dun ko na-realize na libre lang mangarap. Libre lang talaga mangarap, pero hindi libre ang mga pangarap. There's a price to pay and you have to be willing to pay the price kung gusto mo talagang ma-achieve yung financial goals mo. Okay, so sabi dito, you need to choose the right investment vehicles for your investment goals. So, importante yan, yung proper matching. Hindi pwede na yung emergency fund mo nakalagay sa insurance or sa equities or stocks. Kasi kung kailangan mo siya immediately, hindi mo naman immediately makukuha yan, diba? So, sa stocks, you will need at least 2 to 3 banking days para mailipat yan sa bank account mo. So, ganun din for retirement, hindi pwedeng nasa deposit account lang yan or savings account. So, kasi hindi nga siya mag-grow. Ganun din yung protection, hindi pwedeng naka-risk. So, it has to be put in your insurance, healthcare, etc. Okay, so now let's go to the different investment vehicles we need to know and understand. So, number 1, how does the mutual fund work? Diba? So, paano ba nag-work ang stock market? So, let's try to understand that. So, if you're not familiar with the stock market, let me give you a picture. So, imagine that you are gonna go inside the grocery store. Sabihin natin SNR. Diba? Ang laki-laki ng SNR. Pagpasok mo dun, ang dami mong options. Pumunta ka sa, let's say, corned beef section. Pagtitig mo ng corned beef section, hindi lang naman isang klase ng corned beef yung pwede mong piliin. So, ang dami mong pagpipilian na brand. So, ganun din sa stock market. When you go to the stock market, so, hindi naman yan literally physical na marami kang bibilhin, di ba? But, anyway, when you enter the stock market, madaming mga companies na nagbebenta ng portion or ng share ng company nila sa public. So, ano ibig sabihin? All of us can participate. So, ano yung mga companies na yun? They're called publicly listed companies. So, those are the huge corporations like Jollibee, di ba? If you can see here, Jollibee, SM, Ayala, URC, PAL, Meralco, Aboitiz, Smart, ABS, GMA, Robinsons PLDT, etc., etc. So, they sell a portion of their company to the public. So, si Henry C., for example, Henry C. owns majority of SM but he does not own all of SM. Kumbaga, ako personally, I'm a stockholder of SM. I'm also a stockholder of Ayala. So, in essence, parang business partner din nila ako kahit hindi naman masyadong malaki yung shares ko, diba? But, the idea is, when you invest in the stock market, you become business partners with huge companies. And anong kagandahan dun? Yung mga malalaking kumpanya na yan, matagal na yan nag-exist. Malaki ang kinikita ng mga kumpanya na yan. So, you wanna ride dun sa earnings ng companies nila. And you can do that through the stock market. So, ngayon, merong dalawang klase ng pag-i-invest sa stock market. So, tandaan mo to. Medyo mahirap tandaan. So, una is the direct. Pangalawa is the indirect. Diba? So, ang hirap niya tandaan. So, anyway, pag direct, to simplify things, lahat ng decisions, pag direct stock investing, ikaw lahat gagawa. So, you have to think of which company will you buy, how much, at how much, or anong presyo mo siya bibilhin, ilang shares, hanggang kailan mo i-hold, kailan mo ibibenta, etc., etc. So, you need to know the fundamentals and the technicals. So, dapat may idea ka. Kasi kung hindi, pwede kang magkamali dahil ang dami-dami ng mga nakalist na company sa stock market. Ang benefit ng pag-i-invest sa mutual funds, you don't have to think about those things. All you have to do is to invest, and the mutual fund companies, they have their own fund managers. So, ang fund manager, siya na bahalang mag-isip ng lahat ng yun para sa'yo. Alam na nila, expert sila pagdating sa pag-i-invest sa stock market. So, they know where to put your money. And the good thing is, in one mutual fund company, minimum 10 companies yung mabibili mo. Whereas, pag direct, kung magkano lang yung pera mo, yun lang yung pwede mong mabili. Diba? So, for example, PLDT. PLDT is at 1,700 pesos per share. So, kung ang pang-invest mo lang ay 5,000 pesos, minimum number of shares for PLDT is 5. So, 1,700 times 5, kulang yung 5,000 pesos mo. So, kung hindi ganun kalaki yung kaya mong ma-invest na pera, we would suggest that you get into mutual funds. Okay? So, anyway, let's focus on investing on mutual funds. So, ano bang benefits niya? So, number one, it offers diversification. So, yung sinabi ko, minimum, because this is a regulation made by SEC, minimum 10 companies dapat ang binibili ng mga mutual fund companies. Pangalawa, it's professionally managed. So, expert ang nag-handle niyan. Sino ba mas magaling? Ikaw o ang expert, diba? So, sila ang mas magaling. So, hayaan na natin sila ang mag-manage. Pangatlo, it's very liquid. You can just withdraw it. And as I've mentioned earlier, you can get it within 2 to 3 banking days. It comes in many varieties depending on your risk tolerance and time horizon. Diba? So, kung bata ka pa and you can take risks, so maganda equities. Pero kung halimbawa pa-retire ka na, tapos you cannot afford to risk your money, pwedeng bonds, diba? Or balance funds. So, iba-iba yan. It has a low minimum investment requirement. As low as 5,000 pesos, you can already open a mutual fund account. And actually, as low as 1,000 pesos with Philam Asset Management, pwede na ding mag-open ng mutual fund account. It's very transparent because you can just monitor it online. It has strong track records. I'll show you this later. It is safe and secure because it's really highly regulated. And the best part is, it's tax exempted. So, every earning that you get from your mutual fund investment is tax exempted. So, these are our partner companies, partner na mga mutual funds in IMG. So, as I've mentioned, we provide total financial solutions. So, hindi lang kami nagtuturo, we also give you the means to execute what you have learned. Diba? Kung gusto mo mag-invest, you can invest on mutual funds. So, pag-usapan natin yung mga sample returns. So, this was last year, August 11, 2016. So, if you notice, ito yung mga sample returns. So, 5%, 10, 14, 10, 6, 13, 22, etc., etc. So, actually, this year, 2017, it's higher pa. Diba? Merong mga kumita na ng 18%, ganyan. Talagang kumita ng maganda ang stock market ngayon. And if hindi ka nakapag-participate dyan, sayang. Diba? So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng mga returns na yan? So, for example, invest kang 100,000 this year. starting January, yung 100,000 mo kumita na ng 22%. What's 22% of 100,000? That's 22,000. So, can you just imagine, you earned 22,000 even if you didn't do anything. Kung nag-invest ka. Diba? So, that's how mutual funds work. So, if you want the complete list of mutual fund companies in the Philippines, you can go to pifa.com.ph. So, that's pifa.com.ph. Okay, so let me share with you a story, a personal story about our family. So, this is one of the mutual fund companies in the Philippines. It's called PhilEquity. Okay, so, ang PhilEquity started in 1995 and their company sold their shares at 1.1 peso per share. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Kung meron kang 1 million pesos, makakabili ka na ng 1 million shares, more or less. So, let me share with you the story. Back in 1995, mid-1990s, yan yung pang panahong nagbo-boom ang computer industry. Diba? So, my mom used to work for Intel. So, meron siyang mga stock bonuses. So, she was, apart from her income, monthly income, she was also getting bonuses from their stock options na tinatawag. And, mind you, hindi maliit yung mga bonuses niya. She was getting millions as bonuses. And, hindi niya pa alam tong mga ganito. So, before, yung pera niya, nilagay niya sa, binili niya ng condo, pinagpatayo niya ng bahay, lupa, etc., etc. So, sayang, kasi, yung mga pinag-investan niya na yun, hindi niya pinagkakitaan. They all turned out to be liabilities. Kung nalaman niya tong PhilEquity at nag-invest siya, kahit sabihin natin 1.1, meron na siyang 1 million shares. And today, as of October 27, 2017, nasa 40 pesos per share ang PhilEquity. So, can you just imagine, kung ibenta niya yung 1 million shares niya at 40 pesos, meron na dapat kaming 40 million pesos. Diba? So, yung 1.1 million niya, 40 million na dapat 1.1 million. 40 million na dapat siya ngayon. But then, because we didn't know this opportunity, wala kaming 40 million. So, do not miss the opportunity that we missed. And I'm really grateful to my parents kasi tinuruan nila kami nito. So, katulad nga nung na-mention ko earlier during my introduction, my 1-year-old niece, as young as she is, she already has her own mutual fund account. Okay, so siya, in trust with his dad. Okay, so this is how mutual funds work. Now, let's go to insurance. How does insurance work? Okay, so may iba't ibang klase ng mga insurances, pero yung pinaka-common nowadays is what we call VUL or Variable Unit Link. Okay, so yung mga VULs, combination yan ng life insurance with mutual fund. So, this is a good type of investment, lalo na kung wala ka pang masyadong discipline and you want to make sure that you're able to protect your family. But, if you need a higher coverage, ang cheapest type of insurance that you can get is what we call term insurance. So, yung ganitong klase ng insurance will give you high coverage at a low premium. Okay, so, purely insurance lang siya. Wala siyang investment. So, we recommend this kung may disiplina ka at gusto mong makatipid sa proper protection mo. So, gaano ba siya kamura? So, for example, ito, our partner sa term life insurance is Philem Life. So, let's say, for example, ako, at 27 years old, and I want a 1 million coverage with critical illness and cancer benefit. So, I just have to pay 3,000 plus 1,650. So, that's more or less 5,000 pesos in 1 year. Covered na ako for 1 million pesos. Diba? So, sobrang mura. I have a client, she used to pay 11,000 pesos for the same coverage, 1 million lang for critical illness and 1 million for death due to accident. So, diba? Sobrang liit nung coverage niya, pero yung binabera niya is 11,000 pesos. So, lugi siya. So, yung sinasabi ko na, you can buy term insurance at a very low price and then you invest the difference, since alam mo naman na kung saan mo pwedeng i-invest yung pera mo, directly. So, sa mutual funds, yun. Pwede mong gawin yun. Okay? So, yan. Water break. Ngayon, how do we know kung magkano ba yung protection na kailangan natin? So, the computation that we use is very simple, but there's a more comprehensive type. So, sa amin, for simple computation lang, this is what we use. So, annual income times 10. So, let's say, for example, you're earning 20,000 per month. 20 times 12, that's 240,000 in a year. Times 10, that's 2.4 million. So, ibig sabihin, if you earn 20,000, ang dapat insurance coverage mo is at least 2.4 million. Why? Because if you have 2.4 million, you invest at an investment vehicle that earns at least 10%. 10% of 2.4 is 240,000. 240 divided by 12 is 20,000. Ano ibig sabihin? Interest yung 10%. Ito yung interest income. Wala kang ginagawa, kumita ka ng 240,000. So, if you divide it by 12, that's 20,000 per month. So, ito yung passive income. So, ito din yung kailangan ng family mo in case mawala ka sa mundo. Diba? So, if you have 2.4 million coverage at alam nila mag-invest ng tama, kahit wala na yung breadwinner, they still have 20,000 per month. But, like I've mentioned earlier, there's a more comprehensive way of computing that. It's called the dime method. So, ikukumpito pa doon yung kung may debts ka, kung mayroon ka ng current investments, mortgage, and if you're also considering yung educational anak mo, or kung other things na gusto mong i-consider. So, obviously, mas malaki yung kailangan mong i-cover kung ganong method yung gagamitin. Okay? So, last investment vehicle is the long-term care. So, do you need to get yourself a long-term health care? Kailangan ba natin yun? Obviously, diba? Pero just to prove to you that we need it, let's try to answer these questions. So, you don't need a long-term health care if you're sure that you're never going to get sick. Are you sure? Pangalawa, do you think you can bring your company's HMO even after you retire? Hindi, diba? So, can you make sure or are you sure that your government can take care of your healthcare needs? Enough na ba yung PhilHealth? Diba? Maintenance pa lang kulang na. Last, do you expect your children to take care of you? Yan. So, if your answer to all of these questions is a resounding no, obviously, you need a long-term healthcare. So, sabi dito, the comfort level of your healthcare situation after the age of 60 depends on the decision you make. Kailan? Today. Okay? So, prepare for your golden years because a lot of families' finances break down because of an illness experienced by a loved one. So, totoo yan. Okay? So, you have to prepare for it. So, just to differentiate, yung short-term healthcare, that's what you get as an employee or kung productive ka ba. So, from the moment you start working hanggang mga 60, 65 years old, yan yung usual na magko-cover sa'yo short-term healthcare. Long-term healthcare, on the other hand, is something that you have to get for yourself so that you're still covered beyond the age of 60, 61. Okay, so, here in the Philippines, hindi uso yung long-term healthcare, but in other countries, it's a requirement. So, in the Philippines, isa sa mga best providers ng long-term healthcare is called Kaiser. Kaiser Long-Term. So, I'll share that with you later after this. And, nakakalungkot lang kasi, yun nga, maraming mga tao, they plan for their, may ano sila, for final expense, diba? Pero wala silang pang-pa-ospital. And, kadalasan nga, ang ending, kapag wala tayong healthcare, we end up selling all of our properties, 'di ba? Nagtutulong-tulong ang mga anak, nauubos ang kanilang mga ipon para lang maipadala ang kanilang magulang sa ospital, 'di ba? So, and yung sad reality for some people, dahil wala din silang property, wala silang ipon at all, hindi nila napapagamot yung kanilang mga magulang, 'di ba? So, we really have to prepare for our long-term healthcare needs. So, let me just share with you quickly about Kaiser. So, Kaiser is the long-term healthcare. It also has insurance and investment. So, if you're 10 to 40 years old, for as low as 2,647, you can already start investing on your long-term healthcare. And the future value of it, by the time that you reach the age of, let's say, 20 years old ka nag-start, pagdating 40, meron ka ng 500,000. And the good thing is, because it's an investment, it also has a mutual fund component. It grows at an average rate of 10%. Okay? So, kung 41 to 50, you have to start with at least 3.5 per month. 51 to 60, 4.41 to end up. Okay? So, that's a long-term healthcare. So, 7 years to pay lang siya, but you're covered for the rest of your life. So, ano bang proper order of protection, or how do we, build our wealth, 'di ba? So, ang protection, ang una mo dapat kinukuha is for your health, and then disability, and then life, and then assets, and then final expense. But sometimes, nauna si Saint Peter kaysa kay Saint Luke's. Yan. So, naget nyo yung joke. So, you have to make sure that you take care of your healthcare needs first before you get into this. Okay, so sabi ni Rex Mendoza, he is one of the mentors of Brother Bo Sanchez. So if you know Brother Bo, you should know that he's an expert when it comes to sharing about financial literacy. And one of his mentors, so kung magaling na si Brother Bo, ito ang mentor niya. Diba? One of his mentors, Rex Mendoza, he said you don't have the right to invest unless you are properly protected. Okay, so you need to get protection first before you get into all other sorts of investments. Okay, so summary. So like I've mentioned earlier, pinaka-importante talagang concept dito is the X-curve concept, diba? So it's the X-curve concept. So you have to ask yourself these two questions. What if you die too soon? Who will take care of your family? Solution? Life insurance. If you live too long, what's the solution? You need to invest and you need to have long-term care. Diba? So, kung may mga pangarap ka, gusto mo makapagpatay ng bahay, gusto mo maipon, dapat meron kang investment and long-term care. Pero habang tinatry mo i-achieve yan, dahil hindi naman yan instant, so it takes time before you get to your financial goals or before you achieve your financial goals, dapat protected ka with life insurance so that if something happens to you, instantly, merong mapupuntang pera sa family mo. So, that's the purpose. So, in summary, you need to build your financial plan by simply building your solid financial foundation. If you can't do that, agad-agad, first assess your cash flow. So, dapat mataas ang cash flow mo. Hindi pwedeng negative ka kasi mahirapan ka magsimula. So, for you to assess that, learn how to reduce your expenses and increase your income. Diba? So, follow the pay yourself first. So, the complete financial plan. So, you need to have healthcare, insurance, emergency fund, and investment. Okay? So, did you like what you have learned? So, if yes, the key is to execute. So, you really have to start doing it because sabi nga, education plus execution will lead you to transformation. So, it's time to act on it today. So, financial independence is not a dream. It is a priority. You have to do it every day. It's a decision that you have to make every single day. It's not a one-time thing. And for as long as you're earning, for as long as you are getting income, dapat marunong kang magtabi for your future. Marunong kang magtabi for your solid financial foundation. So, do something today that your future self will thank you for. So, again, my name is Chai Santiago. We can stay connected. You can follow me on Facebook and go to my website. It's chaisantiago.com. So that's all. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you learned something. After this, connect with me. Okay? Thank you.